Hello, I'm Brett Slezak, Director of Innovation for the Quaker Valley School District, and in this presentation I would like to introduce Quaker Valley's strategic goals for the 2024-2025 Blueprint QV Comprehensive Plan. Before we dive into this year's goals, it's important to understand that the intention of our strategic plan is to act as a systematic way to take actionable steps to make sure we advance our mission, which is to educate and empower all learners to design their best future, further our vision of providing an unparalleled educational experience that ignites a passion for learning in the pursuit of personal success, and ensuring that the work we do is aligning to the shared values that we hold across our district. It's a plan designed to support the opportunity for us to live out these values as Quakers. Here you can see the roadmap that guides the process for Blueprint QV. It begins with gathering feedback in the form of stakeholder meetings with community members, staff, students, and our administrative teams. This phase is essential in understanding the needs, concerns, and expectations of the community that we serve. Then, this feedback is synthesized into clear, actionable goals to be set into motion through individual action plans. Our team then works to realistically distribute these goals into a 3-year timeline. Throughout each implementation year, goals and action plans are monitored and reevaluated for the next year's implementation cycle. Ultimately, as time passes, we start this process over again in the perpetual quest for continued improvement. We have currently just begun the implementation phase of the goals for the 2024-2025 implementation year, which we are about to look at in greater depth. Our QV Blueprint framework places our strategic goals into 5 distinct categories, and while each goal lives in one category, it's important to note that many of the goals overlap categories in their true value and impact. Additionally, depending on the unique needs of the district at different times, some categories have more or less goals than others. The 5 categories the district uses begins with curriculum instruction and achievement, where we promote the understanding, mastery, and achievement of all students through high-quality curriculum and exemplary teaching and learning. Next is safe and student-centered supports. Here we provide a safe and supportive learning environment that fosters a culture of care and mutual respect. Third is innovation. Here we strive to create a technology-rich learning environment that encourages innovation, creativity, and the entrepreneurial spirit. The 4th category is community engagement, where we aim to collaborate and engage with our community to enhance opportunities for students. And last but certainly not least is district resources. Here, we maximize the productive use of our resources with integrity, efficiency, and a sense of responsibility. For our first set of goals, curriculum instruction and achievement, we have 5 goals, the first of which is to begin investigating and developing business, computer, and information technology courses and curriculum for a potential new high school elective. The second goal is to conduct professional development on the new STEEL learning standards. The PA STEEL standards are the recently adopted PA Department of Education and Learning standards for science, engineering, environmental literacy, and sustainability. The third goal is to review the math intervention resources for the elementary and middle school levels. Once this review is done, a recommendation will be made to continue the use of our current resource or pursue new options. The fourth goal is to conduct Phase 1 curriculum reviews for Math K-8, Physical Education and Health, Art, Music, Library, and Computer Science and Technology. And finally, the last goal is to complete the transition to an online testing platform for all PSSAs and Keystone exams. Mandatory online testing for these assessments is on the horizon for next year, and Quaker Valley aims to be prepared for this inevitable transition. We believe that the goals set in curriculum instruction and learning bring value to Quaker Valley by not only critically reviewing the quality of the learning that we currently provide, but also by maximizing how we engage these resources and looking proactively to the future of learning at QVSD. In our safe and student-centered supports category, our first goal is to implement the Pennsylvania Department of Education's requirements for culturally relevant and sustaining education for educators training. The state mandates that CRSE competencies be integrated into education preparation, teacher induction, and continuing professional development across all PA schools. Next, we plan to formalize coaching cycle protocols for instructional coaches to be used as a resource for all teaching staff. Moving on, we are working to identify the needs of outside counseling services and out-of-district placement services so that we can provide high-quality programs and resources to support the social and emotional needs of our students. And finally, the Quaker Valley Police Department will execute their full K-12 safety curriculum, which they have been refining for the past couple of years. These goals bring specific value adds by creating an environment where students know they belong at the Quaker Valley School District, addressing needed support systems for our students' social and emotional wellness, and acknowledging the importance of all aspects of learning, not solely academics. Under innovation, the first goal is to provide guidance and policy for artificial intelligence governance across all areas of learning and operations. The next strategic goal, which is already well underway, is to evaluate and implement a new mass communication and public relations management system to improve the QVSD digital experience. This goal began this summer with the implementation of Parent Square. The third goal is to refine the online registration process to maximize efficiency and ease of registration. Oftentimes, the first experience new Quaker Valley families have with the district is the registration process, and it's important that it is a welcoming one. We would also like to begin piloting an esports program at the middle school level to gauge interest and participation. And finally, we are undertaking the process of creating a Quaker Valley Portrait of a Graduate. A portrait of a graduate is a specific shared vision for what skills and dispositions our community envisions a student from Quaker Valley possessing when they graduate. Focusing on these goals and innovation helps us become more thoughtful about how we use technology throughout the district so that tech and innovative practices can serve the human needs of our community. Additionally, and more specifically, the Portrait of a Graduate process will help us craft a better community-based vision of what we aspire for our students to achieve and what it truly means to graduate as a Quaker. For our community engagement goals, we are hyper-focusing on two specific goals. The first of which is to create a communication periodical to inform community members who are not directly connected to QVSD by having a student enrolled. And the second is to expand our Business Roundtable program to host more frequent events and expand the partnerships through that program that ultimately benefit students. Focusing on these two goals brings value to QVSD by expanding our communications reach to the community members who might experience barriers to receiving information, as well as expanding the variety of voices which help shape the direction of Quaker Valley. Looking at the goals for district resources, which has by far the most action items, the first goal on the list is to complete the bidding process for the new high school project. The second goal is to evaluate and install construction site cameras for both site security and archiving purposes. The third goal is to conduct grant writing campaigns to defer costs to the district. The next goal is to engage in a partnership with the Quaker Valley Recreational Association to improve athletic opportunities for students, staff, and community members. The fifth goal is to complete a feasibility evaluation on all operational areas of the elementary buildings. The next goal is to replace the aging district-wide telephone system, an essential service for any organization. Continuing the focus on business continuity planning, the seventh goal is to procure and configure a redundant internet connection for failover security. And the last goal under district resources is to implement the revised procedures for retaining records across the district. Our goals for district resources bring value to the district by putting into action plans that strive to support world-class facilities for our students. Also, while some of the goals like replacing a telephone system might not sound glamorous, they highlight the planning and thoughtfulness the district is taking to provide proactive maintenance to minimize unforeseen expenditures. And finally, we are always looking to grant funding opportunities to defer costs to the district and community members. All in all, when looking at all 5 categories of our Blueprint QV goals, we have set an ambitious action plan of completing 24 different goals in one school year to strategically advance our mission. This is on top of the colossal task of educating nearly 1,800 students on a daily basis. The staff, administration, and the school board knows that we have a lot of work to get done, but we relish the opportunity to make our district an even greater place to be a Quaker. On behalf of the district, thank you for your time and continued support.